Hello everyone, this is Nicole at CSN Chicago News. In a motion for preliminary injunction filed Monday, Chicago Public Schools threatened to end the 2016-17 school year on June 1st due to budget cuts if the state does not do anything to rectify the school funding formula. The court papers also said the next round of budget cuts will also likely require CPS to cancel summer school for grade school and middle school students. CPS CEO Faraz Claypool said in a press conference that started shortly after 4 p.m. that an injunction was filed to ask the judge to move as quickly as possible, as the district has very few practical options to balance its budget and preserve its solvency. But Claypool also said that June 1st is a worst-case scenario, and repeatedly resisted journalists when they attempted to get a firm date from him, saying he hopes the courts will step in to prevent the school year from being cut short. Cutting nearly 3 weeks out of school year will save CPS more than $90 million. Terrell Alvin McCraney, who graduated from DePaul University's theater school, took the stage with Moonlight director Barry Jenkins after winning an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. They had less than a month to shoot the film, which captured the hearts and minds of audiences around the world. There will be no Moonlight without McCraney, adapted from the play he wrote, a mirrors that mirror his life story, growing up in one of the poorest sections of Miami, Florida. Exceptional talent took him from an arts high school up north to DePaul, where he graduated in 2003. He was a student who stood out. He was focused on acting, but it was in a class with Murillo that he started creating the story that would become Moonlight. McCraney is also a Steppenwolf Theater Ensemble member, who earned the honor through his plays, produced by the company. Head of Pussies was staged in Chicago and went to New York. Chicago is about to do something for the first time in more than 100 years. The city will likely go the entire months of January and February with no measurable snowfall at O'Hare. The first time the city has gone without snow on the ground in those 2 months in 146 years of record keeping, according to the National Weather Service in Romeoville. The last day of measurable snow was Christmas Day, and with temperatures only dropping to nearly 40 tonight and thunderstorms forecast for Tuesday, there will almost certainly will be no snow the rest of the month. Snow is in the forecast on Wednesday, March 1st. The precipitation is expected to begin as rain Wednesday morning and turn to snow, with some accumulation possible Wednesday evening. There is a 70% chance of snow Wednesday, 20% Wednesday night, and 40% early Thursday. The temperatures will go up to 47 on Wednesday, with highs of 38 on Thursday and Friday, and back into 50s over the weekend. Governor Bruce Rauner was noticeably absent Monday as President Donald Trump once again highlighted Chicago's surge in violence during a White House speech to the nation's other 49 governors. Ahead of his first speech Tuesday to the joint session of Congress, Trump vowed to the increased federal spending to fight violent crime in the country. Despite meeting in Washington this weekend with members of the Republican Governor Association, Rauner chose to skip the NGA meetings for the second straight year. Rauner opted out of Monday's activities, which included meetings about the nation's healthcare system, as well as Sunday's annual Governors Ball, where Trump hosted 46 governors at the White House. Last month, Trump vowed to sound in the fence if Chicago officials can't get a grip on the city's carnage. Mayor Ron Emanuel responded, calling for additional federal resources before traveling to the nation's capital earlier this month to discuss how the federal government can help address the city's violent crime. During the trip, he spoke to the members of Trump's senior staff as well as Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Hello, welcome to China Mosaic. I'm Hong Lin for China.org.cn. Recent CNN footage detailing a Chinese story has moved audience and online readers across the world. The story is simple. Two farmers from Hebei province in northern China leased a riverbank and they planted more than 10,000 trees in the past 15 years. The most special part of the story is that the two friends both suffer distressing afflictions. One doesn't have arms, and the other cannot see.
我就是他的手，他就是我的眼。双手，我们两个人合伙种起来。
They have been friends since childhood. Jia Wenqi lost his arms when he was 3 years old, and Jia Haixia lost his sight in the year 2000. 1 year later, the two decided to leave the riverbank in the village and plant trees. Every morning thereafter, villagers would see the two inseparable figures. Jia Wenqi, using his shoulders, supports Jia Haixia to climb up the trees and directs his visionless friend to precisely trim the twigs. Villagers say they work together as if performing acrobatics. Their acrobatics have been performed for 15 years, during which the barren riverbank has turned into a dense forest. If sold, the trees could be worth up to 500,000 yuan, or more than 76,000 US dollars.
就是说，虽然我们生活上困难一些，经济上困难一些，但是我们在精神上感到特别欣慰，要说是。
China has an old saying which reads, predecessors plant trees for the shade of their successors. For the environment and for the future generation, they both decided not to chop down a single tree, but to preserve this wood that did not come easily. Chinese farmers are hardworking and plain. From planting the first tree, the two old friends had this simple idea in mind. Disabled but not useless, have something spiritual to hold on to when they grow old. In spite of their disabilities, step by step, they create a legend. Many foreign audiences give thumbs up to the Chinese farmers after watching the program. In fact, 2 years ago, the Chinese media already covered the story. People told each other the inspirational story expressing the sincere friendship between the two friends and their contribution to the environment. The CNN footage ends with Chinese folk music. I think, like pleasant music, beautiful stories and beautiful people are not restricted by national boundaries and will always earn enduring support the world over. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye bye.
专业的团队，丰厚的经验。
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Lake Cook Law Group.
投资理财、法律咨询，芝加哥专业律师团队为您的梦想提供最安全的保障。
A Nobel Economic Prize winner says Greece will likely need a fourth bailout program.
Christoforos Pissarides, professor of economics at the London School of Economics and the 2010 Nobel Prize laureate for economics, said in a recent TV interview that there's likely to be a fourth memorandum in Greece. He said the crisis and austerity will end when Greece will be able to return to international financial markets. However, the economist said he doesn't think the debt-ridden country can get money through borrowing from international markets before the end of the current bailout in August 2018, and is even afraid that Greece will need a fourth bailout. The expert called for more reforms with no delays to attract investments in order to exit the 7-year debt crisis. Pissarides said political instability and shortage of political willingness to carry out reforms were the main factors behind Greece's problems in the implementation of the bailouts. Greece has signed 3 bailout programs with international lenders since May 2010 to address the debt crisis.
London Stock Exchange says its proposed merger with Deutsche Börse AG is unlikely to be approved by the European Commission.
The commission had ordered the LSE to sell a 60% stake in MTS, a fixed income trading platform. The LSE said the request was disproportionate. It warned investors it would struggle to sell MTS and that such a sale would harm its ongoing business. As a result, LSE believes that the commission is likely to reject the merger. The two rival exchanges announced the merger plan about a year ago, aiming to create a giant trading powerhouse that would better compete against U.S. rivals. The exchanges had already agreed to sell part of LSE's clearing business, LCHSA, in order to satisfy antitrust requirements. The commission had given them until Monday to come up with a proposal to meet that demand.
China's annual two sessions, which helps set out the country's economic future, will be held in Beijing in March. Ahead of the event, an Indonesian economist reflects on China's importance in the region and its impact on Indonesia, where it invested over $2 trillion last year.
The Indonesian National Statistic Bureau recorded China as Indonesia's top export destination and biggest foreign tourist source. It is also Indonesia's second largest investor, with China heavily investing in large industries such as power plants and ferronickel smelters. Firman Zhang is an economist and was a special advisor to the previous president. He says both China and Indonesia need to work hand in hand to boost economic growth.
China is the most important country for Indonesia because in terms of investment, in terms of trades, in terms of tourism, China contributes a lot to the development of these kind of sectors. And now the most important thing is how these two governments can enhance their close cooperations and close relationships, especially in this year because
with extensive coastlines and large international ports, Firmenza says Indonesia and China share a determination to build a strong maritime economy.
Now in Indonesia, we try to make a link between ocean and marine economy to the land-based economy. And it goes along with the idea One Belt policy from China. So again, what we need now is the communications and coordinations not only in the level of government but also in the private sectors.
Firmenza also expected China's two sessions in March would result in a consensus and help lay out the country's economic future.
What I see is the most important thing is the coherence of and the consensus of the trajectory of China economic development between legislative and executive. Why this is important? Because it will determine the policy of fiscal, which sector should be prioritized for Chinese government, should be approved by the parliament. So I think the consensus and the coherency of trajectory of economic development should be decided during the process.
China's regulator lashed out at financial crocodiles that gobbled up retail investors' interest on the stock market on Sunday, vowing stricter regulation.
At a press conference, Chairman of China's Securities Regulatory Commission, or CSRC, Liu Shiyu, said some barbarians and crocodiles hurt retail investors by plundering the stock market under the cloak of legality. Liu said he was astonished at the chaos of the stock market after he assumed office last year. He said the CSRC's top priority is market regulation, allowing no ambiguity or wavering. His remarks came after barbaric behaviors of some Chinese insurers that use leveraged money to buy shares in listed companies, arousing wide public concern late last year. China's insurance regulator said Saturday it had restricted stock trading by Evergrande Life, a unit of property conglomerate Evergrande Group, for 1 year due to the insurer's irregular investment operations. On Friday, the insurance regulator barred Yao Zhenhua, Chairman foresee life insurance from the insurance industry for 10 years for irregular market operations.
China's central bank has said that it welcomes and supports the inclusion of the Chinese bond market into major international indices.
The statement on Sunday followed an earlier announcement by Bloomberg to incorporate China's bond market into two of its widely used Bloomberg Barclays fixed income indices to be launched on March the 1st. The People's Bank of China says the move will help better reflect the overall situation of the global bond market and help global investors allocate their bond assets more reasonably. China is home to the world's third largest bond market, with outstanding bonds hitting over 63 trillion yuan at the end of 2016. So far, international institutions and companies, as well as foreign governments, have issued a total of 68.7 billion yuan of bonds denominated in yuan or special drawing rights. In total, 432 overseas investors have invested nearly 800 billion yuan into the Chinese bond market. The China Development Bank said it has provided about 984 billion yuan of loans in 2016 to support the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region. From 2014 to 16, the state-owned bank's loans to the region added up to about 1.5 trillion yuan, or nearly 19% of its total loans. A guideline for coordinated development of the region was approved by the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee in April 2015. Coordination will be established in administration, infrastructure, construction, environmental protection, industrial development, and innovation.
Kenya Airways says that it has started commercial evaluation plans with relevant authorities for the launch of long-awaited direct flights to the United States.
The move follows the decision by America's Federal Aviation Administration to clear Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to operate direct flights to and from the United States. The U.S. inspectors gave the airport a clean bill of health after an audit leading to the award of the long-awaited Category 1 status. The move sets a stage for signing of flight agreements between Washington and Nairobi, as well as airlines seeking direct flights between the United States and Kenya. The Ministry of Transport on Thursday said Kenya wants to boost exports to Washington and increase visits by American tourists.
Technology is changing the world we live in. From driverless vehicles to supercomputers able to replicate a human's ability to answer questions, many have witnessed the achievement accomplished by robotic technologies. Today, Lifestyles will show you the development of robotic technology and how it affects human lives.
Robotic technology development started in the 1950s, and today, this technology has been applied in various industries. The Spanish Center for Scientific Investigation, or CSIC, is playing a key role in a major international project, which is developing robots to make the process of clearing mines both faster and safer. The prototype has robotic arms in its front and a metal detector in its rear. It can scan the area and send a message to its base about the possible location of the mines.
As it has 6 legs, the robot can then carry on walking. If there is a mine, it can jump over it and continue with its work. It can move at around 0.3 meters a second.
The robotic technology is also widely applied in the area of medical treatment. Intuitive Surgical, an American company majoring in robotic-assisted minimally invasive surgery, and Fosun Pharma, a healthcare group in Shanghai, have announced a joint venture to research, develop, and manufacture innovative robotic-assisted catheter-based medical devices. The Da Vinci surgical system features a 3D HD vision system for a clear and magnified view inside patient's body. The instruments bend and rotate far greater than a human wrist. The surgeon controls the robot, which translates his or her hand movements into smaller, more precise movements of tiny instruments inside the patient's body. It allows surgeons to perform complex and routine procedures through a few small openings, similar to traditional laparoscopy. Bionic robotics is the application of biological methods and systems found in nature to the study and the design of robots. Shanghai University in East China has unveiled a slew of bionic robots. They include amoeba, which tries to model on an amoeba, a type of cell on an organism that has the ability to alter its shape. X-Dog, a small and low-cost quadruped robot, can walk, jump, and run. It may resist impact while keeping balance. Trafball 1 and Trafball 2 are rolling balls with legs inside. The balls can stick out their legs to climb stairs or overcome barriers. There are also Pro-Go, Mini-Quad 5, and Crawler. The study group of Shanghai University seeks to make robots move like animals. At the 2016 World Robot Conference, or WRC, in Beijing, a mature, skilled, human-like robot attracted great attention.
佳佳你好，你有男朋友吗？
你好，这个真没有。
佳佳你好，你会算数吗？1加1等于几？
这位先生，您笑起来的样子真好看。我会算一些简单的算术题。这个问题都不会的话，我不如拿块豆腐撞死。结果是2啊，很2的2啊。
This beautiful girl in traditional Chinese clothes have become a highlight. She's an intelligent robot named Jia Jia, who looks very much like a real woman. The eye-catching robot was developed by a robot research and development team at the University of Science and Technology of China, or USTC, in Hefei capital of East China's Anhui province. It took the team 3 years to research and develop this new generation interactive robot, which can speak, show micro-expressions, move its lips, and move its body.
We selected dozens of girls in our university and finally chose 5 of them to form the facial model of Jia Jia. Her skin is made of biomimetic materials, very close to human being. She even has blood vessel on her arms.
你知道北京的天气吗？
这个问题我要思考一下。北京天气阴。 气温是7摄氏度至15摄氏度，东北风3至4级。
Compared with previous interactive robots, Jia Jia's eyeballs roll naturally, and his speech is in sync with his lip movements, in addition to her human-like form.
When asking for weather, Jia Jia has to search on the internet, which costs a certain time. It's a little bit difficult for her, so she said she has to think for a while. As a robot, she has a certain facial system, so when she is thinking, she has a certain facial expression.
According to the International Federation of Robotics, China became the world's biggest market for industrial robots in 2013, surpassing Japan. But for every 10,000 employees, there are only 36 robots in China, compared with 478 in South Korea, 292 in Germany, and 164 in the United States in 2014. Amid surging labor costs, the Robotics Federation estimates that China will likely to usher in more than 1/3 of industrial robots installed worldwide in 2018, more than doubling over the next 2 years from 262,900 currently to 614,200. Long-term commitments to core technologies and closer ties with artificial intelligence firms are needed to make robots more intelligent and flexible. As more and more stores and business owners launch their online shopping platforms, the African continent has encountered a boosting of electric commerce. E-commerce prospects in Kenya have gone a notch higher, with thousands of Kenyans trying online shopping sites on a daily basis to buy and shop for products which many say are of good quality and affordable. And online sales in Nigeria have recorded a significant increase, with more and more people engaging in internet shopping. Economy Report takes you to Africa to have a look.
According to International Telecommunication Union, a growing generation of young, internet-savvy individuals has embraced new online technology in Africa. Although the numbers of users are still far below the world average of around 30%, it is increasing as Africans become more familiar and proficient with online shopping.
I have shopped on Jumia and Kilimall. On Jumia, I was getting a pair of shoes. Kilimall, I got 2 sets of clothes. The main reason why I decided to shop online was for the convenience of it. When you don't have to go take a job all the way to town, go to different places to go and look for one specific kind of item, while you can just go online, use your laptop because there's free internet and in many different places, and you can just get what you want.
I have actually bought a screen for my phone from AliExpress, and also OLX. I bought a few things like a tripod and everything. Actually, this one I bought from OLX. Yeah, it's much cheaper and more convenient compared to buying from a shop, because shops usually, in my case, shops usually have a fixed price and they increase because of taxes. But when it's online, you can get someone who owns something, he's just trying to get rid of something, for example. Yeah.
I have done online shopping and I have bought a phone from Jumia. Yes. Because I was sure they're going to deliver the exact product that I requested, and they actually did. It was really convenient because I looked at the prices in the shop and then at online shopping, and I was like, it's cheaper, yeah, and not in charging to deliver.
Rupu Online is one of the online shopping websites.
It's growing. I think we've seen a significant rise in it over the last 2 to 3 years. Many Kenyans are found online almost 70% of the time, and I think if you're not represented in that space, then you're missing out on a lot of consumers, you're missing out on a lot of users. So nowadays, most companies, we don't have a digital strategy, you're not in the digital space, then you're not reaching a significant number of users in this country.
E-commerce activities have also expanded in Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya, both due to the proliferation of mobile phones and availability of faster internet networks.
I've shopped online and I shop for electronics. Impacts. The convenience, like it helps, as opposed to going to the shops and buying the thing, just get it on the convenience and they deliver to your doorstep, so that's a really good thing about online shopping.
Yes, I've done online shopping on OLX Kenya. I bought a PlayStation Portable a few weeks ago, and it's been good. I've been allowed to talk to the person, communicate, know how it is exactly, test it and see how it works, which is, in my view, a good communication with the customer.